accounting global settings. Okay, these are very important configurations. This is something not only from FI perspective, these configuration impact your entire module, all your complete project. Okay, if it's a MMPP, SD, FI, everyone are dependent on this, and this is very important from your company code perspective. Okay. Before going to a specific configuration, one important concept we need to understand, that is variant. What is variant? How it is used? Variant are defined at client level. Okay, that means it is in the higher, any kind of variant when you define, that is defined at client level. That means under one variant I can have multiple company codes, but one company code can have only one kind of variant. Okay, variant follows 3 steps: define, assign, or you can say define, instruction, and assign. When I say define, that means we give a name or identification for the variant. Instruction, give some rules to follow, what the variant should follow. Assign the object to the variant. We do not assign variant to some other object. We always assign your company code. In this our example, we will be assigning company code to the variant. Why? Because variant is defined at your client level and company code is in your lower level. So we always assign a lower organizational unit to higher organizational unit. So based upon this particular variant concept, we have 3 configurations. First is fiscal year variant. Okay, define fiscal year variant. Assign company code to fiscal year variant. Next, define posting period variant. Open and close posting period variant. Assign company code to posting period variant. Okay, then define field status variant. And assign company code to field status variant. Okay, so we have 3 concepts under variant, that is fiscal year variant, posting period variant, and your field status variant. So we will try to understand each of these. First is your fiscal year variant. Okay. Fiscal year, that's nothing but your financial year. So what is a financial year? For the period for which we prepare our profit and loss account and balance sheet or our financial statement, and we submit to the government. Okay, so the period for which we prepare the financial statement and we submit to the government for your income tax. For a specific period, so in India it is April to March, in US it is Jan to December. So based upon the country's income tax procedure, the fiscal year will be changed. Very commonly used is Jan to December. If it is in US or the UK, if it is not, if it's in India, it is April to March. So based upon the company code location, the the company code location. Now, you may think, why company code location? Because we prepare profit and loss account balance sheet, we report for your company code level. You remember the definition of company code? Company code is the smallest organizational unit for which we prepare profit and loss account balance sheet, that is your financial statement, for your statutory reporting purpose. Yes, Vanessa, do you have any question?
No, nothing. I just thought if I was able to answer something.
Okay, fine. So for that specific period, we have to prepare the profit and loss account. For that particular period is your financial period, or we call it in SAP the fiscal year. Okay, so a company code can have only one fiscal year variant. Okay, so now, okay, another important thing, your general ledger approach, I have two. The general ledger accounting have a two approach. One with the classic GL, another with your new GL. So as of now, we will study the classic GL, then you will understand the new GL, because without understanding the classic GL, it is difficult to understand the new GL. Under the classic GL, okay, when we do the reporting, we can have only one fiscal year variant. But under new GL, I can have multiple ledgers and I can have multiple fiscal year. Okay, what is ledger? All these things, if I explain, it will be little difficult for you to understand because we have not covered the classic GL. Okay. But as of now, you remember this one, under new GL concept, a company code have multiple fiscal year variants, but only for reporting purpose, not for posting purpose. Okay, under new GL also, okay, a company code have only one fiscal year variant for posting purpose, but for reporting purpose, it can have multiple fiscal year variant. Under classic GL, we do not have multiple fiscal year variant concept. We have only one fiscal year variant, which will be used both for posting and reporting purpose. Okay, so I'll just update it under classic GL. Only one fiscal year variant. Okay, we call it FSY. Okay, fiscal year variant for reporting and posting purpose. Okay, under new GL, okay, we can have multiple two fiscal year variant. Okay, for reporting purpose. Okay, but we can have only one fiscal year variant for posting purpose. So under your new GL concept, we can have two fiscal year variants. Okay, that can be used only for your reporting purpose, not for posting purpose. But posting purpose, even classic or new GL, both are placed. We have only one fiscal year variant. Okay, so as of now, we will not touch much into new GL. First, we need to understand the classic GL. Okay, so we will be having here only one fiscal year variant for both reporting and your posting purpose. Okay. Now, before going to kinds of fiscal year, so few more things you will understand. Now, in general, we have 12 periods. In your calendar year, we have 12 months. We call each month as a one period in 12 years, 12 months or 12 periods. But in SAP, we have 16 periods. 12 posting periods plus 4 special periods. This special period is purely for your adjustment purpose, not for any original entry. It is purely for your adjustment entry. To do any kind of adjustment entry, you can use this 4 special period, not for any original entry. For example, let's say I follow Jan to December. Okay, I followed Jan to December. On December 29th, let's say I paid advance tax of, let's say, $5,000. Okay, on December 29th, I paid advance tax, that is for Jan 2014 to December 2014. For this particular period, I paid an advance tax of $5,000 US. Okay, now on January, let's say 28, 2015, income tax people told me that your tax actually is $6,000, not $5,000. So this additional expenses which I have to pay, that income tax which I have to pay $1,000, belongs to my 2014 income tax, not for 2015. If I record in my 2015, so what I'm doing, I'm showing my expenses more, so my profit will come less. If I do not show to the December 2004 Jan to December report, then I'm showing expenses less, so my profit is more. So this 1,000 has to be adjusted in my previous year, which is closed for that specific period. So this additional 1,000 rupees will be recorded in Jan 2014 to December 2014 period. And these kind of adjustments can be done only first 4 months. Okay, SAP says 4 months, but we can customize. Okay, we can customize. SAP gives the option to maximum 4, but we can do the customization and we can increase or decrease the adjustment period, the special period duration. It may be 4 months, it may be 2 months, it may be 6 months. But most of the countries, even countries also, they allow a period of 4 months, okay, a quarter period to do all kind of your adjustments. But if a country have an additional period, if they have more special period or lesser special period, we can do the adjustment. We can create or we can add new posting periods, or we can reduce the special posting periods. Okay. So remember, the 4 special periods are only for adjustment any kind of original entry. For example, let's say in my 13th special period, that is Jan 2014, I do any kind of original entry that will be belong to January 2015 to December 2015 transaction. Only any kind of adjustments done, then it will be under your special period. Okay, how to do the special period adjustment entry? I'll show you when I do the post.
Kashi, the fiscal year variant, it has to be, when I go back, it has to be open, or it should allow me, isn't it? So that depends on the customization.
That is posting period. That is posting period.
Okay.
Okay. Open and close, that is posting period. Okay. Fiscal year, you do not restrict anything.
Okay.
Okay. Open and close can be done to your posting period variant. Fiscal year will be always for 1 year. It will be open.
Only for that year.
It will be open for 6. Yes, for that year. Okay. It will be always be open for 16th period. Okay, where 12 period will be for your adjustment entry.
Okay.
So 12 period is for posting period and 4 for your adjustment period.
So I can say that
Now
from
again,
so I can say from Jan to December, the 12 period, plus again Jan to April
yes,
of the next year, that is 16 period will
correct.
be open. Like you can.
Open. Okay.
Okay.
Again, that will be restricted in your posting period variant.
Okay.
Okay. So why, how we will understand in the posting period variant.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good one actually. Good question. Okay.
Thank you.
So uh, fiscal year here, when we define, we do not restrict for period wise. That means it is open for your complete year, complete 12 months. Complete 12 months for posting period, additional 4 months for your special period. Okay. How and why we restrict each period, we will understand in the posting period variant. But when we define a fiscal year, okay, variant that is allows you to post for that specific period. And it is one of the year-end activity of the consultant or sometimes your super user to extend your fiscal year one period to another period. That means 1 year to another year. Okay. Now, in this example, okay, if I am following Jan to December, that means if my company code is in US and or UK where they follow Jan to December, then my first posting period is January, that is 1. So when I log into the system, okay, when I post any entry, okay, if I'm following April to Jan to December, the first posting period will be your January, that is 1. Posting period is 1. But if I'm following April to March, then I'm not following the calendar year, the first posting period will be 1. Why? Because my April period starts, my period starts with the April 1, 2014, ends with your Feb 2015. But in the case of fiscal year, will be time. In the case of your calendar fiscal year variant, it allows you for same period. And the special periods, that is for your adjustment purpose. So standard SAP provides 4 special period. Okay, we can modify, we can change accordingly. Okay, if a country require additional special period. And standard SAP has already defined. Okay, standard SAP is already defined a fiscal year variant which follows Jan to December with 4 special period. That fiscal year variant identification is K4. Similarly, for April to March with 4 special period, standard SAP is already given a posting period, a fiscal year variant, that is B3. Most of the time, we copy from this standard and we use it. There are some scenarios where the country which they follow, they do not have a fiscal year, standard SAP has not provided any fiscal year, we can create our own fiscal year variant. As of now, I'll copy one as our company code is defined in V3, so in India, so I'll copy one, but in the future, I'll show you how to create own fiscal year variant. The steps are little complicated, so I don't want to show you now because you are new to SAP, you are looking at the SAP more of first time, so I don't want to give you very complicated, but yes, after a few sessions, I'll show you how to create own fiscal year variant. Let's say we went to a country which follows not April to March, let's say they follow May to April, and let's say it is not there in SAP. that particular fiscal year variant is not there in SAP, then we can create our own fiscal year variant.
Okay, Kashi, if the fiscal year starts from Jan, the name given as K4, and if it
Correct.
starts from April, the name is given as V3. Is it? That was
Yes.
given in the SAP, or you have given that name?
No, that is the standard SAP has provided.
Okay. SAP.
Okay, this is divided
So
by
across
standard SAP.
country is the same.
Across country, for example, let's say under my company, I have company codes who have company codes who follow the company codes who are in US. They will be following K4, and company codes which follow V3, they will following who are in India, they will follow V.
Okay, in India they're following V3, and in
V3.
US they are following K4, is it?
K4. Yes, because in India the income tax
Yeah,
will
starts from
submit up to April to March.
Correct, correct. Yeah, got it.
So K4 V3 already standard SAP has provided. Okay, so standard SAP has already provided the K4 and V3. So we normally just copy the K4 or V3, and or sometimes use the same K4 or V3. But it is always suggestible to copy it. And one more thing, remember, SAP always says, okay, if you are following your SAP process, okay, if you are implementing SAP, always try to meet the requirement without making any changes to the standard SAP. That's the first thing they will say. In the case, very urgent, in the case where you do not have any other option, then only go for the enhancement. So always they say that, okay, whatever they have delivered, copy from that and use it. If it is very necessary, if it is something we do lots of customization, but after looking for only standard SAP solution. If standard SAP solution is not there, then we look for enhancements. Look for improving the SAP by customizing, by more customizing the SAP system as per your requirement, which we call it as a enhancements. Okay, so in this case, we K4 V3, our company code is under India, so I will copy from the V3 and I will assign my company code to that fiscal year variant. But later period, I'll show you how to create own fiscal year variant. Now, types of fiscal year variant. There are different types of fiscal year variant. Okay. First is your year dependent, year independent, sorry, year specific. Okay, and again year independent, again we have two types under year independent.